Oh, good. So it probably makes sense that I only got so far with the ESOS.
I don't want you to feel lost in this process.
I really appreciate that. It's like, I really want to thank you. I feel like I've invested a lot of time and money and worked with like a lot of people throughout my career. And I feel like I'm getting a lot of value working with you. We've only known each other for a short period of time, but I definitely feel the value in speaking
Thank
with
you.
you. Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm glad you feel that way. You could
Yeah,
feel that way. Thank you. Seriously.
this is really valuable. Like, I don't even know if I can really fully articulate the extraordinary need for this. And I didn't really know that it was a need. It was kind of a blind spot until we started to do this work and until you and I started talking. This has definitely been a missing for me in my career. It's not a lack of talent for me, and it's certainly not a lack of dedication. What's missing is a bit of focus. And also, what's missing is being discovered. Doing this exercise, I'm really present to like being on a social platform, being on the radio, putting yourself out in the public eye to be known by the masses is a part of the equation. Answering these questions and knowing who you're selling to, providing value, and where you're providing entertainment is what's going to make the difference in actually staying connected. This is what we wrote down, right? It's so interesting and it's so on point. It's like meet the people where they are and bring them through with me and join them on the journey. And before this conversation, I would have reversed it to saying, have them join me on my journey. I can see how, as an artist, it's like how it's been about me, join me, contribute to me, vote for me. But it's like interesting when you read join them on the journey, meet them where they're at. There's been a lack of me being able to be responsible for, like, I'm selling. I would even say that the fantasy and the childlike tendencies that are me, that are my identity, have been not willing to come to terms with that I'm selling. And so, without a proper plan, without being able to acknowledge that and market and sell, because I don't want to acknowledge that I'm selling, of course, I've gotten as far as I've gotten. Of course.
Selling's not a dirty word.
It's not a dirty word. Honestly, I can think of over two handfuls of people who talk about selling themselves with a negative context. It doesn't have to be dirty. It doesn't have to be negative, but it definitely has to be brought to the conversation. Like, you have to actually accept you are marketing a product. That's been a huge missing. Like, at first I was like, why are you asking me these questions? Like, what? Like, I was so taken aback and I wasn't not open to that. No, but I was like, why is he asking these questions? What difference is it going to make? But having this call and the way that you help me identify, it's so important. I see such value in it. And I thank you. I thank you so much. Like, really, thank you.
Thank you. It's going to make a difference. It's not just for you and for me. I have confidence that elements of this will work. And that is what I need, what we need. People like to see an example. Testimonials make a difference to people. If you can prove a system can have an impact, doesn't have to fulfill, it has to have an impact, then it's easier for other people to adopt it.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that collectively, the work that we're doing not only has the possibility and probability of helping your career, but it has that effect on anyone else who gets exposed to this way of doing things. And they will be more receptive to it. Because essentially the same thing you said, like, I'm kind of like, what is this? I don't really know, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
So this is me literally doing the same work that you were trying to do of figuring out, like, okay, who is my audience? How do they want to be sold to? It's like, it doesn't matter if you have the information, if you can't get it inside of someone else. I'm learning this whole time. This is a learning process for me too. Hopefully I will become better at it and and be able to do it in a much shorter period of time and stuff, but also articulate it in some type of like book or something that I can get to people so that they can literally have some type of material that has a material effect on their life.
Yeah.
And you are at the core of that.
That's so cool. Wow. It's like, this is a demonstration of what it looks like to be inspired and to be become inspiring. Because for me, I only exist in the listening of others. And that's a really particular sentence. But I get it that I'm only going to become inspiring if other people listen to me as inspiring the person speaking. But if you grant me the listening of I'm listening to you as inspiring, then that has me become inspiring.
It's the same thing. It's another access point for someone
Mhm.
to join the journey. But this can be used as a way to give someone an access point to the journey.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes to read books or magazines.
Cool.
Some people like to scroll down social media and look at videos. All
Yeah.
right, let me meet them where they are. That means I got to record myself all the time. All right. Maybe it's not, what I would wish and desire, but what is the impact I want to make on the world?